you've been in the gym or on fitness social media, you've heard it a million times. Are you bulking or are you cutting? And most guys pick one, they stick to it for a few weeks, and then they panic and they switch to the other one, and they never really get anything done. Or they bulk for 2 years and they get fat and they're like, oh, I hate this. So then they cut everything out for 6 months and they end up losing all the muscle that they built and end up looking the exact same as they were before. Does that sound familiar? It sounds familiar to me. I made that mistake. But here's the truth. Bulking and cutting are both legitimate strategies. The problem is most guys are going about it the wrong way. And that's the reason why so many guys train for a year or two and look the exact same. So today I'm going to break down exactly what most guys get wrong, mistakes that I've made to get the best physique that we want. So let's get on the same page first. Bulking and cutting. If you're bulking, you are eating more calories than your body needs for maintenance or that you burn. Obviously, you're in a surplus. You are doing this specifically to build muscle, and that is the whole point of it. You are eating more, you are lifting heavier to build muscle. If you are cutting, you are eating in a deficit. You are eating less calories than you are burning every single day. And the main purpose for cutting is to reveal the muscle that you've already built. Already built. Remember that. And that's it. That's the whole concept. That's the difference between bulking and cutting. They both have their own individual purposes. And the problem isn't with the concepts. They both are absolutely legit. The problem is most guys do not use them properly. So let's get into the 4 things that I see are the biggest mistakes guys make when it comes to bulking and cutting. And trust me, if I would have known these the first 2 years of training, I would look completely different right now because I wasted so much time figuring this out. Mistake number 1 is dirty bulking. This is the most common mistake. Guys think that if I can eat more calories, if I can put on as much weight as possible, that is a great thing. I'm building so much muscle. And I was in that stupid mistake mindset. I would think that, oh, well, I'm young, I'm lean, so I can eat whatever I want. I can eat all the fast food. I just need to put more calories in my body. But that's just not how it works. You end up putting on way more fat. And in the future, when you do start cutting, it just takes you so much longer to reverse the damage that you already did. In a dirty bulk, the huge chunk of your weight is just going to be fat. So the way to avoid that is lean bulks. This is what any bulk should be. It shouldn't be dirty versus lean. It should only be a lean bulk. This is about 200 to 500 calories above your maintenance. So you are slowly gaining muscle, slowly putting on weight while avoiding putting on unnecessary fat. So the goal is to eat enough of a surplus to fuel the muscle growth, but not eat so much that you are building and putting on fat. If you're gaining more than 1 pound a week consistently, then you are probably putting on fat. Mistake number 2 is cutting when you have nothing to show. This is a huge mistake I see young guys make in the gym. They get in there, they train for a month or 2, and then they think, oh, I want to cut, I want to have abs. So they just stop eating. And then, of course, they just look skinny and they don't have any muscle to show because they don't have any muscle. Here's the problem. If you don't already have the muscle under that fat, muscle that you've built already, then you're not going to have anything there when you cut. You're just going to look skinny and thin. I know a lot of guys think that, oh, well, I just have a little bit of fat on me. If I cut off the fat, I'll start looking like Alex Eubank. But the truth is, you got to build that muscle first, and then you can cut off the fat. So build something worth showing before you cut. Don't just jump into it thinking that I need to get as lean as possible. Start building that muscle first, and then you can cut afterwards. Mistake number 3 is cutting too aggressively. On the other end of it, guys start a cut and they just go all in. They cut their calories by 1,000. They start doing cardio twice a day. Just anything to remove all the fat as quick as possible. And what happens when you do this is your body goes into a preservation mode. It starts burning muscle instead of the fat because honestly, your body knows that body fat is more important to your survival than muscle is. And that's what you're telling yourself. When you starve yourself, you're saying, hey, this is survival mode. This is the exact opposite of what you want to do. You start losing your muscle, you start losing your strength, and you just end up looking meh. You're flat, you don't really have that fullness to you, you don't have the good cuts in your muscle, and you feel terrible. And normally, the diet is unsustainable anyways, so you'll just go back to binge eating in a few weeks anyways. A good cut is slow and controlled. This is just dropping by a few hundred calories, definitely doing your cardio. Do not skip over that. Definitely do your cardio. Continue to lift heavy because lifting heavy is telling your body that you need that muscle to continue. And make sure you get in enough protein. At least 1 gram per pound of body weight. Remember, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. When you're making these huge drops, you're just losing everything that you've already built. So it's just not a good idea. And mistake number 4, the one that you are probably most guilty of, not committing to either one. This is the silent killer. And I know because I made that mistake for too long. You start bulking for a few weeks and then you're like, oh, I look fat. So then you don't eat anything. And then you're like, oh, I look skinny. So then you start eating everything under the sun and you keep going back and forth. And truthfully, you make no progress. Even worse than that, you end up losing muscle because of the random cuts that you do where you stop eating altogether. This is called spinning your wheels. Your body has no idea what it's supposed to do. It doesn't know if we are trying to build muscle right now or if we're trying to lose fat. So it ends up not doing neither. You need to pick a phase and stick to it. Stay with it for at least 8 to 12 weeks. And then you can readjust from there. But measure your progress, track your calories, and commit to your plan. Stop going back and forth. If I could go back and just grab myself from 3-4 years ago and say, stop going back and forth. It's okay to put on a little bit of fat if you're trying to build muscle. It's okay to lose a tiny bit of muscle if you're trying to look lean and cut. But how do you figure out which one you should be doing right now? Look at your body fat. If you are above 20% body fat, and that means you probably have a belly, you don't have any muscle definition, you need to go on a mini cut first. Being too high in body fat makes it a little bit harder to build muscle. So go ahead and try and strip some of that off of you, and then we can start up with a good lean bulk. But if you are below 15% body fat, this means that you are lean, but you are still kind of small. You need to start a lean bulk. Don't be afraid of gaining a tiny little bit of weight. Don't be afraid of losing your perfect 6-pack abs that you love showing the girls because you're skinny. I used to do that and I hated it. Focus on building the muscle. Eat more, lift heavy, and you'll thank yourself in 6 months, a year's time. And if you are somewhere in the middle, 15 to 20% body fat, just lean bulk. You still have room to grow. You don't have so much fat that you need to get it off you. So go ahead and just try and build that muscle right now, especially if you're new to training. And with that said, one more thing. If you are brand new to training, none of this matters. If you are exceedingly fat, then yes, obviously try your best to get that cut going. But if you're new in the gym, you're going to build muscle no matter what you're doing. You're able to lose fat at the same time as building muscle as well. So don't pay so much attention to this. Just get in the gym and start putting in the work. The bulk and cut conversation is more for people who have been in the gym for at least a year and the progress is starting to slow down. If that's not you yet, then just focus on getting in there, actually putting in the work and eating enough protein. That matters a lot. Here's what I want you to take away from this video. Bulking and cutting are tools. You have to be able to use them correctly to actually make progress. If you use them incorrectly, you're just going to waste your time and look the exact same in a few years. This is a mistake that I made, so that's how I know how to tell you these things. Please do not do them. The guys who have great physiques, the guys who you look up to and you're like, wow, I can definitely tell you've been working hard for a long time. They're consistent. They pick whatever concept they're doing, whether they're bulking in this time or they're cutting for this time, and they stick with it. Remember, you're not going to build your perfect body in 90 days, but you can absolutely add to the framework that is going to reveal itself in a year or two. Quick recap. Dirty bulking does not make you jacked, it makes you fat. Cutting when you have no muscle just makes you small and flat. Cutting too aggressively burns all the muscle that you've already built. And doing neither one is a waste of your time. Figure out your body fat, pick out your program, and stick with it. That's the game. It's not complicated. You just have to be consistent. If you found this video helpful, let me know in the comments what phase you're in right now. Are you bulking or are you cutting? Or are you still trying to figure it out? I really hope you are not still trying to figure it out after this video. Like the video, subscribe if you like this and you want more, and I'll see y'all in the next one.